And a warm welcome to you. I'm Phil Murphy, of course. This is a Nauticus 27 foot. John is behind the camera. And as you've just seen, it's episode 52. And what are we going to be doing? Well, I can tell you what we're going to be doing. We're going to be carrying on from where we left off, and that was sorting out the lights, which you've done on the inside. We've done the side lights, and now we're dealing with the spotlight. And yes, the elephant in the room, there is a lathe. And this lathe is very dusty, and I'm very dusty at using it because the last time I used it was back in school in the 80s. So without further ado, let's play the music and we shall get on with this episode. Off you go. Now, as you are aware, we had several of these items and I was going to make good at least one. Of course, I took one home and I've cleaned quite a few bits up, and I decided on a few items that I think I can make one good item. So, where am I up to? Well, I've virtually completed one and I'll show you what I have done. So originally, they all looked discoloured like this one, as you can see. Now I could have got away with that, but I decided, if you remember in this last episode, I had sort of like a cheap insert for one of the ones that I had in the box, and I decided that probably was the best reflector out of everything that I had. So I thought, how could I use that reflector and make good the old reflector, because this actually is the wrong size for these particular ones that I want to use. So I came up with an idea, and that was to take off the back and take off the lip off this top here and then use it as an insert, and I'll show you how it looks. So as you can see, I've cleaned up and wired it ready, so it's looking good. And I also sprayed that as well, because at first I thought, oh, I'll try and spray it first and then put the bulb in and see what it looked like. I mean, it looked too dull, and I don't think I could have got away with it. So this is where the insert came in. So I will start putting this together and then you will see what I mean. It looks like it's crude in its format at the moment, but when it's all put together, I'm sure it'll look pretty good. And do you know why? Because in the center of these glass lenses, they are frosted, and that frost just disguises that whole area. And the fact that I painted it underneath in grey, you can't see it at all. I'm sure. Well, we're going to find that out now. So I'm going to put this together. I'm going to use the existing bulb. I've been told that it doesn't, you can handle these because they're the old-fashioned bulbs, but I'm just using a glove just to not put any prints on it. So what I need to do now, if I remember rightly, is I need to make sure that that in the centre does need to be on camera, this bit. There we go. Perfect. So that goes in first. Now you can see roughly that reflector is a whole lot better, but once it's got the glass on it and then the cover on it, you don't see anything. So I'm going to put the bulb in next. I think that's the next step. Like so. Then the gasket, which I'm reusing a gasket because it looks perfectly all right to me. And then there's a little cutaway there, and there's a little nobule on the glass lens there, like so. Right, so now, I know, the next bit is I've got to put this on here. I think there's a nobule bit there.
You need 3 hands for this.
Yeah. Right, now, I've got them moved. Ah, there it is. Knew that would come in handy. Right. So, the next bit is these fiddly clips. Need a bit of force. There we go. So that now holds it into position, as you can see, hopefully.
Yep.
Yep. And then this whole thing just basically goes over that. Oh, I need to pull this out to enable some room, like so. And then the idea is there's a hole there for drainage which goes at the bottom, and then it should snap into place like that.
Oh, that was satisfying.
It was satisfying, yeah. So there you have it. And so basically the next phase of this episode is using the lathe to make something of this. Now I cut this out on, I forgot what it's called, is it a bandsaw?
Yes.
So I cut that out as round as possible on the bandsaw, but it's not exactly round. So I thought, oh, I have a lathe and let's try it out. And that is what we're going to try and do. Now I might make a complete hash of it, but we're going to give it a whirl, because how hard can it be? And eventually, when that's all varnished up and looking beautiful like the mast, which is made of the same thing, then that hopefully will be screwed onto there, and then we can then put it on the boat and we can forget about it. So there you are. So I think, John, we'll set this up.
Yep.
And then we'll bring our friends back ready for action. What do you think?
Good idea.
Okay, see you in a minute. Right, so the inevitable is about to take place. So I think we need a crash helmet on in this instance, because, as I said to you before, this is the first time I've had one of these in my hand for about 40 odd years. So we know it works because we press the green button and it turns. So I'm going to put this on because I don't trust anything. Right, so I think the object is to get this round. So I'm attempting to get it round. Now I need to spin it faster. I think it needs to go faster, John. I think we need to up the speed.
Okay, if that's how you feel.
I do. Yeah, I don't think it's fast enough.
Right, I'll switch off.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh.
Gently.
That feels a lot better. like that. Just goes to show that it's not...
it's a long way to go, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a long way to go, isn't it?
Oh, it's still nowhere near round. I can see as you're turning it.
You can see the lump on it there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you're going far.
Not far there. Right, so I've got roughly the right diameter now that I want. So now I'm going to go in, because ultimately what I would like is it just chamfering off, so then when it rains the water just comes off it and doesn't settle on the top. So that's the idea. So I'm going to attempt now to just go in and have it on an angle. You'll see as I go. So that's what I'm going to try now. Have a look at that. That's nice, looking better. I'm just wondering, John, if I'm wanting to go, mind you, it is fairly flat, just to have a look at yourself at that, see what you think.
Right, what's your problem? What are you thinking?
Well, I don't think there is a problem. I'm just thinking I want to be more of an acute angle, a straight angle, rather than rounding it off. That's looking good, that, John.
I think I might be About to get on eBay and buy myself a lathe. Looks good fun.
It is. It is fun.
Wow.
I think that looks pretty good.
Get the sander on that and that'll be sorted.
Yeah, I think I might just try the sander on it now. I've got to the point where I'm going to just sand off and just have a look at it, because obviously I can always take more off. So I'm going to just sand off and just check the work that I've done and see whether aesthetically that's what I like. At the moment I'm very pleased with the angle and everything. So I'm just going to do a bit of sanding and just see how we go. Wow. What do you think of that?
Fine and dandy. Just needs to sand that plane, not that. Did you want that rounded?
That?
Yeah.
If
If you're happy with it, that's good.
Well, I'm just thinking, yeah, it looks, yeah, I think it looks all right. I think if it had too much of a sharp edge on it, weather would actually,
Right.
if it's varnished, I think we need to roll it off, if you know what I mean.
Okay, good.
Yeah, okay, I'll just take that off and... I think that looks really nice. I'm very,
Yeah, you should be happy with that.
yeah, I am. I'm very pleased with that. With your guidance on using that tool, I'm very chuffed that that's just come out really nice. So, as you say, I shall go through the grades of sandpaper and then I shall get this all varnished up. I'm going to obviously bore a hole through because we need to put the cables through. And then we can offer it up to the boat. So I think after 40 odd years of not using the lathe, I'm very chuffed.
I don't think you'll be using it again.
I think you'll be using it.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and why not? Yeah, I'm very pleased with that. Yeah, God, it makes light work of sanding, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you trying new ways
it's running.
to make a fool of yourself?
It's running.
I'm sure it is. What am I doing? Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Right. Yes, sorry about that. Right. I have taken this piece of wood off the lathe and I have sanded it down, and as you can see there is a hole in the centre, and there's a hole obviously that goes all the way through because we need a cable to come through there, down there and into the boat. Right, so it's all sanded, needs varnishing like we did with the mast. So I think first of all we'll just do a little test fit, because as you know this is all now completely ready to be installed. It'll all be lit up of course when we get it all on, but it's looking tremendous. So that I think we'll dry test fit here. We won't take it on the boat.
No, no need.
No need. If that'll go through. Oh yes.
Snug.
It's a snug fit. So that would sit like that. So the diameter of that's good. So the reason for the angle is of course weather, because ultimately if it's varnished we need water to dispel fairly quickly because we don't want it sitting around on the top. So that's the reason for me angling it like that, as I did with the base of the mast actually. So I think the water shouldn't really sit around on there. I think what we're going to have to do, John, as well, is we're going to have to do some sort of a gasket around there, even with some silicone, because we don't want the water to go through these holes where the screws are into that hole and straight down into the boat.
Exactly.
So I think A, we have to do something here, and B, we have to do something there as well. So that is food for thought. So I think the next step is for me to get that varnished.
It looks great.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have a little look.
Come and have a look. Having the right tool for the job makes all the difference.
Yes, yeah, and having a tool on the on the machine itself is very good too. I'm very pleased that it worked out all right. Yeah, that's great. I'm happy with that. I think when it's varnished up, it'll look good. Right, okay, so we'll see you back in a nanosecond for you, of course, when this is all varnished up. We'll get it on the boat, we can get this finished, and then we can move on with the two lights that should have been here today that haven't arrived. They should be here probably tomorrow, and I shall...
Thank you, Every.
Yeah, thank you, Every. I will obviously video that once they've arrived, and then we can move on and close this episode and move on to the next one. So we'll see you very shortly. Okay, so the final piece of the jigsaw for this episode. So we're going to offer this up. We're doing a dry move to start with. So my idea is we're going to screw it and we're going to seal it and screw it from underneath, so then it's sort of sandwiched. And the way and the method that I've chosen is that I've put a mark on this masking tape that lines up with this one here. I've done a line around here so I know the circumference of this piece of wood is in the right place, and of course I've done a mirror side of it here. I put a line there and a line there, and the theory is that John is going to hold that down while I put two pilot holes in from underneath, and then it then allows us then to take this off. It means that then we can do a proper silicone on the underneath of this. I've got to decide whether I'm going to heat connect this up before I do it, or there's enough cable on the on the light itself to thread it completely through, which I possibly could do it on the inside of the boat. I think that might be the best thing actually, John.
Yeah.
And then we can properly get this into position, knowing that we're lined up here and here, and the pilot holes will be correct underneath. And the reason for doing it that way is because there's going to be a trim plate, as you know, like similar position to this, directly underneath. So if it ever does leak, anybody hits it or something knocks it in any way, then at least you can unscrew it from underneath quite comfortably and remove it and sort it out and then put it back in place. So it is a serviceable item, it's not a full fixture. So that's what we're going to do. So John, you're going to put your hand over there nice and tight and not move it from those lines, and I'm going to go down there and I'm going to put two pilot holes in, and with a bit of luck I won't puncture you twice.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. Right, so they're right, so I'll go down. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put 2 rings of silicone here so that once it's set, it will act like a gasket. And then I'm going to insert some silicone around this inside there, and then maybe on the top surface as well when that gets screwed in. It'll all be fine once you've seen everything that's going to happen. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to do a circle if it ever comes out. I'm just going to do a little faint one around here. I'm going to try and avoid it bleeding out from the edge. That'll do for now. Right, so I'm going to put this into position. And the smallest hole is that way, like so. There we go. Right.
You get downstairs.
Yeah. I just need to have a look at that side.
I can line it up. I'll line it up.
From that side?
Yeah.
Okay. Put the second one in, John.
Okay.
Ow. That is sharp. Okay.
You know where that's going?
Is that going nowhere?
Nowhere.
Excellent. In there. So in there. And that hopefully will act as a gasket too. That one is probably the perfect one. I'll get that one in. Right, okay, so that's in position. All I now need to do is go down there and get the grommet so we can offer it up. That is really nice and solid. I'll go down, get those, and then we can finish off with it, a finished shot of it being sorted. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Right, let's get this on. So we've got enough cable. I think they go on that side. Yes, they do. So, do they go on there? Yeah, I think they go on the inside to protect the chrome. I think that goes in there, and then that gets squeezed into there. Oh. There we go. So we've just got enough drag. It's not too loose, it's quite firm, so you're able to move it. It can go that way as well. Right, there we are. It looks good. It looks the part.
Looks
but
splendid.
does it work? That's the next bit. I'm going to go down there, wire it up, and then we can finish. So, I'm ready to test it. Are you ready?
Let it go.
Okay, so that needs to go on there. Oh, move that there like that. Right, here we go.
Oh, I've seen the light.
Have you seen the light? Is it bright?
Praise the Lord. I've seen this a bright light in the sky. Fantastico.
Marvellous. Good. Well, it appears that we can now conclude this episode. So, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're glad that we're back. And you never know, we might even have some little clips in between episodes as well, if I can understand what a GoPro does. But more to be seen on that later. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And also, what's that email again?
Nauticus at 27 foot.
Yeah?
What is it? Nauticus 20. Oh, Nauticus. Nauticus 27 foot at mail.com.
Marvellous. There you go. So we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Thank you.